What's up, guys? Millennial Mike here. Hey, I wanted to do a story about Dave Ramsey, okay? How he helped me and how he failed me. Now, I first heard of Dave Ramsey when I was 18 years old. I graduated high school in 2009, just after the recession hit, and I graduated in Washington. And there weren't any jobs in Washington. Now, I was from North Dakota, and I moved back to North Dakota for a few months because the only place in the country that was not really dying were North Dakota and Texas. I moved back to North Dakota because it's a very big agriculture state. This was right before the big oil boom happened. And I moved back there, and at the age of 18, without a commercial driver's license, I was legally allowed to drive semi-trucks so long as I was driving them on a farm. Not a scary idea, right? 18-year-old kid who's barely had a license for a year or two, driving a semi-truck. Anyways, I drove sugar beets, and I worked 12 hours on, 12 hours off, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, every single day of the week for like 3 or 4 months, something like that, the whole harvest season. And while I was in the car, I would listen to the radio. I got bored of listening to the same music, so I, changed the dial to talk radio. Now, a lot of talk radio is conservative talk radio, and they really talk a lot about politics, but they had on the same station, I'm trying to remember what it was called. I feel like it was AM 1100 The Flag. I mean, it's been almost 10 years. I'm 27 now. It's been almost 10 years. I think it was AM 1100 The Flag. And I heard Dave Ramsey. And Dave really kept me out of trouble when I was younger because he preached about no debt. No debt, no credit cards, don't get into student loan debt. The only debt you really should have is for a house. And that should be 25% of your total income is what your payments should be, something like that. You want a 15-year mortgage. You don't want a 30-year mortgage. I mean, I haven't listened to him in years. I still remember everything he said because I listened all the time. Now, Dave really helped me out to not get into what I would consider or what Graham Stephan calls bad debt, right? You don't want, or Meet Kevin, you don't want bad debt, the credit card debt, the stupid debt, student loan debt. No offense to a lot of my friends out there who went to college immediately after high school and took $35,000 out per year to get a degree to be a teacher and make $35,000 a year forever. And I mean, that's bad debt. That was a poor choice. You could have gone to a community college. You could have paid your way. It is possible. I did. Unless you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, why are you spending that kind of money to go to a school for the parties? Anyways, probably going to get some hate now. Anyways, Dave Ramsey put me on this path of no debt, but he really did me a disservice because I truly believed all debt was bad debt. And that's just not the case. All debt is not bad debt. There is good debt out there. He transformed how I thought about money, and I went from a mentality of expansion to a mentality of conservation. And I think it hindered me a lot until I learned about Grant Cardone, and he gave me another thought, which these two competing ideologies are really interesting because Dave Ramsey, conserve. Find your smallest debt, tackle that debt, right? Build your 6 months worth of an emergency fund, then find your smallest debt, slowly start whittling it down, get rid of everything, and then only have your house left. Whereas Grant Cardone is, you don't have a debt problem, you have an income problem. You don't have a spending problem, you have an income problem. I can handle the debt if I get my income up. And that being said, I'm not in debt right now. I have a car that I bought on a loan because I needed to increase my credit. I could pay the thing off right now. I only owe a few $1,000s on it. I just don't because I wanted to increase my credit score to buy a house. Same thing, I just got a credit card through Costco. I've never had one. Got a credit card through Costco simply to build my credit. Not because I need to buy things on credit, just simply to build my credit. Examples of good debt. But where Dave Ramsey hindered me, which I thought was so interesting, because if you paid attention during this last election cycle, the 2016 election cycle, what is it that a lot of the conservative politicians talk about, Donald Trump specifically? And remember, I heard about Dave Ramsey on a conservative radio channel, right? Which is, we can lower taxes, because if we lower taxes, the economy will expand, the income will expand, and will bring more in the long run, right? But yet, for some reason, right here on this conservative channel, Dave Ramsey's preaching conserve, 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 and not boost your income, I mean, I listened to him for a long time, and I heard him talk about business models and some business ideas, but most of it was, let's get rid of debt and let's have people on the show who have gotten rid of their debt and let's do a big old debt call-off, sound-off, good for them, hey, good for them. But income, you've got to increase your income. So I think that the way that advice should work, if you want, and my experiment on this channel is it's can you go from nothing to something only off of YouTube advice and doing the YouTube experiment. So what I think is, I think that every single one of these role models, every single one of these thought leaders, every single one of these financial gurus, whatever you want to call them, is right. But they're right at different times. When you're a young kid starting out, and or if you're in debt and you got to get out of debt, Dave Ramsey's your guy. He will help you get out of debt. But you need to cut him aside and be like, all right, now what do I do once I'm out of debt? Or if I don't have any debt, I need to increase my income. So I went from Dave Ramsey to Grant Cardone. Boom, my income shoots up through the roof because I'm listening to everything he's saying. I'm trying to make myself more valuable. How do I get paid more? How do I make my hours more? I never stop working. I work every single day of the week. I work as many hours as I possibly can. If you're going to flow me, I'm going to freaking go to that job and work my butt off. And so I learned that from Grant Cardone. Now, Grant Cardone then says, okay, now you got to invest in multifamily units for millions of dollars. Well, shoot, Grant, Uncle G, buddy, hey, dog, I'm not there yet, okay? So I think it goes from Dave Ramsey to Grant Cardone to meet Kevin and Graham Stephan, right? Investment properties, income properties, smaller, 2 units, 3 units, single units, their ideology, and then it goes back to Grant Cardone after that. So I think that is the YouTube hierarchy that you want to follow, right? The financial guru, step by step, A to G, right? Well, I guess it's D to G, Dave to Grant. I don't know, but that is my thoughts on it. And so anyways, yes, so Dave Ramsey, he helped me out, but he hindered me in my thought process. And he slowed me down because I listened to him and I was afraid of debt. I was afraid of credit cards. I was afraid of anything whatsoever for years until I finally started to change how I thought about it. Now, he did teach me to be responsible, and I've never gotten in trouble with debt or money because of him, but he didn't teach me how to grow. And if you really want to be successful, you're never going to save your way to being a millionaire. Sure, you might be able to save your way to being able to pay your bills or retire, but never to be a millionaire. Anyways, thanks guys for watching.